I want to go over how I plan my road trips because it's extremely impossible to start in Texas and end up in Maine and have every detail planned out. That's just like way too much for me. And that's not really how I roll. I have my notes. Here we go. Absolute freedom. I live in a van because I desire absolute freedom. And you might think that having absolute freedom is based on how you live, and that's part of it, but the main part is your mindset. Because you can have a regular life and still be free, completely free mentally. It's a lot easier to accomplish with my current lifestyle because I'm kind of forced into it. However, I still have to do the work to keep my mind in that freedom state because I still have a job. I still have bills that I pay. I still have normal everyday life things like laundry and taking a shower, but I just go about it differently where I feel completely free, and even mundane things such as going to the grocery store become an exciting new experience. So for this whole East Coast road trip, which is just one part of what I'm doing by living in a van, it's easiest for me to take it in chunks of like 3 or 4 days. So I usually don't have anything planned further than 4 days out in advance, which means a lot of reservations are already full, which I kind of like because it narrows my options. It is a lot less stressful to say, oh, hey, on Thursday and Friday, I'm gonna go stay at this state park, because then I have a destination, I have a vision of where I'll be, and there's a lot more comfort in that. But I don't need to know next month what's gonna be happening. When you take off in a car, there's an unlimited amount of ways that can turn out. If I'm closed off and say I need to be here by this time and here by this time, and I need to see A, B, C, D, and do this tour and surf this spot, I've taken what could be an amazing freeing experience and made it a very outlined plan. And that's not necessarily bad, that's just not how I'm choosing to live my life. You see, I want every day to be unknown. One of the biggest things for me to keep that mindset is to be unattached from any kind of outcome. If you're attached to an outcome, you want something to work out exactly how you plan. But in that, there's so much rigidity. There's not room for the unknown to happen, which is even better than anything you could plan. I know this seems a little bit astray from traveling, but it's just a concept that works in all situations of your life. And sometimes it's very uncomfortable. Having complete freedom on your van travels or in your life means enjoying the journey. My big vision for this current East Coast travel I'm on was to get to Maine. And that's not like the destination, but it gave me some direction of where I was to go. And I'm almost there. I'm almost to Maine. But it doesn't feel like the journey's over because, first of all, I'm gonna continue living in my van because I love this. Second of all, there's so many other experiences I've been having along the journey that all feel like this is it. This is where I'm at right now, and I'm totally in love with the current experience I'm having. So like Maine is just a far off place in my mind. It's giving me a direction to head towards, and I'm really excited to see it. But I'm more excited to see where I'm at right now. And if you keep that mindset and you stay open to anything that happens along the way, every day and every moment will be an exciting or challenging experience for you. It's crazy in this day and age We have as much information as you could ever want at your fingertips. You can search anything on the internet, which is a great resource to have. However, one of the things that allows me this freedom is to go into a new place not having researched it, not knowing where the best Thai is or the best surf spots. Because then I have an open mind for however it's gonna be. You see, as soon as you start to plan or start to learn a bunch of details about the place, unintentionally you get this preconceived notion. You get these expectations. When your adventure doesn't live up to that, you get FOMO, you get disappointed, and you're not open to the present moment of what's actually taking place in your life. If there's a campsite that's available, I'll take that. I won't think too much about it. I'm there to experience all the local amenities and what that place has to offer because I'm in the present moment. I like to think of it this way, because this has happened to me a lot. Imagine you're about to go take a nice long hot shower. And you get into the bathroom, you turn that dial to heat, and you get hit with ice cold water. You wait a couple minutes, still ice cold. Well, all of a sudden I'm upset because I'm not getting that hot shower that I expected and that I wanted. And that can put you in a bad mood. Plus, it removes you from enjoying the benefits of taking a cold shower. Just because you had an idea of how you wanted that shower to be and feel, you're not in a place of freedom to recognize how awesome the cold shower is in that moment. So back to the beginning where I started. How do I plan and choose where to go and when? Some of the factors I take into consideration are the weather. Right now, I'm stranded in the heat, but it put me here in Cape Cod, which I probably wouldn't have even come here unless I had checked the weather and saw it's 10 degrees cooler than any of the surrounding areas. And this place is amazing. I have no clue about the surf spots here. I had no clue about what was here until I showed up. And one of the other ways I get good recommendations about where to go, where to surf, where to eat, is talking to people in the area. Talking to people who have lived here or traveled here. But at the end of the day, where I go is up to me. I don't want to live my life for anybody else except myself. And I know that sounds selfish, but when you're in that state of existing for fully what you believe in and your life vision, from there you blossom, you flourish. Because nobody has any say over where you're going or when, and it's up to you completely. The only thing that you can control is yourself. So why worry about everyone else's opinions, all the other factors that we have no control over? Like for me, driving is extremely stressful because 90% of the people on the road are in a rush to get somewhere and it feels unsafe. But when I'm in a situation like that with a high traffic area, high sketch factor, if I remove everything else happening around me and just focus on what I can control, that's enough. That's where I'm peaceful and know that I'm doing my best to keep myself, my car, and everyone else on the road safe. What anyone else does is up to them, and if it ends in a wreck, at least I know I was doing my best. So in life, as long as you know you're living the life you want, everything else will fall into place. And even if it's something difficult or challenging that arises from that, when you work through those situations, you grow astronomically. And part of that outcome is realizing you can do anything you put your mind to. And once you start believing that and seeing that unfold in your life, you will be unstoppable. Like, it's crazy. You can have any life that you want or dream of or desire. It's just up to you and your choices. You could have a different job like that if you put your mind to it. Some people call it manifesting, but I call it putting your energy into that vision and letting all the other details unfold. That's why I'm not attached to an outcome. It's like gravity. This is a scientific concept, people. It's been proven by many of lives. Try it in your life and see. Then you'll find out. You never know unless you try. I know this is slightly morbid, but if you were to keel over tomorrow, could you say with all your heart that the life you're living today is exactly, authentically how you want to live? You feel like your time is being used well. Could you say that? Because I know for most of my life, I was living for what other people wanted from me. And now, I will not let other people's opinions control what I choose to do. Because when I'm on my deathbed, I don't want to look back and regret not doing the things that my heart was screaming, this is what you gotta do. This is what you want to do. This is what's gonna make you feel alive. Because when you're in that place in your life, like even if you're just starting and just putting the energy in and seeing fruit come out of it, that's where you thrive. That's where things line up. This is stuff that you can't fake. It's just up to you. So for my road trips, it's up to me to take all the information I get from people saying, you should go here, you should do this, you should see this, and say, hey, those are cool ideas. Maybe I will do one of those. But at the end of the day, I'm the one making the choice of where I'm gonna go, and nobody else is experiencing this with me. So why waste my energy on somebody else's dream when this right here is mine? Yeah, it sounds selfish, but you are in control of your life. It's honestly not selfish because you are responsible for stewarding the life you were given. Like, what a beautiful responsibility. We're all so unique. Why would you ever try and be like anyone else when you could be yourself? Nobody else can do that. That's so cool. And I'm saying this like I've mastered it, but it's always a growing process in my life. It's just continuing to choose that mindset and choose that way of living. Because I've tried it the other way. I've tried it society's way. I've tried it what other people tell me to do. And it's not it. It's not it. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And all the factors in my life have led me here. And everything I'm learning in my life right now is leading me towards the vision I have. Then you'll realize all the mistakes you had in your past brought you to this exact moment, and how could that be wrong? If you've seen my van, you've seen that I've got a couple surfboards on top, and I've been an avid surfer for about 22 years. But for about 15 of those years, I couldn't imagine straying away from the beach. I had to live by the beach, stay by the beach, because I was addicted to surfing, like at least every other day, at least. But a few years ago, I realized, wow, there's a whole world out there of different things to explore and activities to enjoy. And having that like release of not needing to surf has been huge for me. It's allowed my life to open up in so many different directions. Even on this East Coast trip, I haven't surfed in about 3 weeks, and that's kind of a bummer, but this that's happening right now is more exciting than me wishing I was surfing. This is not a surf trip, but I will do surfing on it. On a more logistical note, the resources I use to pick where I'm going, I overlander. It's like the main van life app. I can find free spots, I can find state parks, I can find everything on there for where I could possibly end up. Hip Camp, I've used it a few times. It's great. It's great in a pinch because a lot of times when all the main state parks are sold out or there's no free iOverlander places that aren't sketchy, I can get a Hip Camp. And some of them are really cheap because people have extra property that they allow people to pull up on. And it's pretty cool because you get some one-on-one interaction with the owner of that place who lives in that local location. It's more like private campgrounds that are on there. So it's kind of a cool way to explore and see different things you wouldn't see. Like they have a lot of farms you can go to. I stayed on this little like eco resort with a compost toilet and a firewood sauna. Like people are doing some really cool stuff, and to be able to be a part of that is rad. So Hip Camp for sure. And then of course, state parks. On the East Coast, state parks have been my go-to, my lifesaver. And each one has such a unique feel to it, like from the staff to the facilities to their trails and nature in the area. State parks are my favorite, and they're typically the cheapest option. Somebody's watching me, it's my environment. But with state parks, I'll see what's available, and then that can determine the direction I travel. Just be open to different activities and experiences than you're used to. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more you'll find fun in places you could never imagine or plan. I think that's about it. Some people might think that my lifestyle is unconventional, but that's just compared to what the world tells you. I'm living solely how I want to live, and I will not do it any other way. To me, this just seems like regular everyday life now. It doesn't seem like some crazy idea. This is just my simple life that brings me so much joy, connects me with new people. I get to see new wild sights every day, and things that would normally be boring have become such an adventure. Ready to go jump in the ocean? Because I am. I've been complaining about the heat for like 4 days now, but I just realized that's exactly what I'm saying not to do. The heat's a challenge for me, but the more I embrace it, the more benefits I'll get out of it. Like heck, instead of working right now, I'm at the beach about to go swimming. I'm sweating out all the toxins that are in my body because of the heat. How awesome is that? It's a free sauna, free sauna. People would pay hundreds for this. Yeah. I guess I did. My campsite's pretty expensive. I can't believe I get to live in these places. I feel like everywhere I go, I say, man, I would love to live here. But like, I do. I currently do. Heck, I got offered a job on the beach yesterday. I could stay here if I wanted to for as long as I wanted. You never know where life will take you. But if you say yes to the unknown, you'll have a life worth living. Don't stay comfortable. This heat's pushing me out of my comfort zone. That's what I'm here for, baby. Let's do it.